There are several sides to this story, several theories that have been put forward in terms of what triggered this coup d'etat. The West, certainly the US, believes that Russia and Wagner stand to benefit from what's going on in Niger. Let's take a listen to one US official speaking.
As we've seen before during instability in African countries, you have certainly seen Wagner try to take advantage of that. And even in the last few weeks, you've seen Yevgeny Prigozhin making public remarks trying to do the same thing here.
Well, the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has certainly echoed that view there that Wagner and Russia are gaining from this. What more do we know about this position?
Well, Antony Blinken was careful to say that there was no indication that Wagner was behind the coup, but he does see the mercenary group as being a future actor or potential future actor in Niger, which is logical given Wagner's presence in neighbouring countries and elsewhere in Africa in recent years. Now, while Russia's name might be fairly irredeemably tarnished in the West, it's still in fairly good standing in Africa. This is partly because a legacy of Soviet times where the USSR was perceived as being supportive of anti-colonial movements, and also because Russia, unlike former European colonial powers, doesn't really have much historical baggage in the region. And Vladimir Putin is also viewed by many Africans as being more in line with traditional African values than Western countries are. Now, this will explain why Russian flags popped up at protests in Niamey in the days following the coup d'etat in support of it. Wagner is also perceived as being more effective in battling jihadists in the Sahel than, say, the French troops there have been. And even when Wagner has been involved in human rights abuses in Africa, this has been dressed up in media reports and more particularly on social media as legitimate combat against jihadists. So Wagner has had a fairly easy run of it in popular opinion in Africa, for now at least. Mercenary groups have always been very popular among strongmen in Africa, and leaders often find that Wagner aren't as exacting as Western countries when it comes to matters such as transparency and corruption. So there's definitely a receptiveness towards Russia and Wagner in Niger, as there is elsewhere on the continent. Western countries will be doing their best to persuade the junta that aligning with Moscow would be a bad idea, but they've probably got some persuasion to do on that front just yet.
All right, Oliver, with the latest for us on this ongoing coup d'etat in Niger. Thank you.